it is very important for homeowners to understand that they have two kinds of shade. All shade's not created equal in their yard. They have shade on the north side of the house from a physical structure, a fence or garage, and then they have shade under a very large, giant shade tree where the sun can't penetrate all the way in underneath. And what we find, and it's the same plant planted here, will grow 2 to 3 times larger in this low light than it will under a shade tree, even though the amount of light's exactly the same, or the amount of shade. And the reason for that is houses don't have roots, and trees do. Well, that sounds very simplistic, but if you think of it, trees have this giant root system that outcompetes any flower for both water and nutrients, and the tree's getting all the sunlight it wants, where the plant's dealing with reduced light, and all of that is like a double or triple whammy. So the plants struggle. But as you can see from these impatiens here, without the root competition, they get very, very large and just bloom magnificently. This is quite the color show. Most plants are labeled sun or shade, but you really need to know shade with root competition or shade without root competition, because different plants do better in either location. Impatiens like these, or most of our coleus, with the colored leaves there, really prefer not to have the root competition. They will do well, but they do even more fantastic if they didn't compete with the roots. So things like hostas grow in the shade well, and there we rely on the color of the leaves, and they'll take the root competition from a shade tree. So we typically recommend plants like hostas, some ferns, some coral bells, the heucheras, all of that for that tree root competition. But there we're relying on colored foliage, where the flowering things really ought to be in shade without the root competition.
For more information, visit your local extension office or visit our website at kansasgreenyards.org.